listening to GUFON Radio with Rich Giordano.
My personal belief is that there is very compelling evidence that we may not be alone.
There has been and is an existing presence, an ET presence. It's not going to make a difference. It's not going to change reality.
I believe, as do the other folks that were on the flight, that when we visually saw it, that it was something not from this world.
GUFON Radio.
You were either in or you were either out, brother.
But the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
GUFON Radio with Rich Giordano.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
GUFON Radio.
Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.
You're listening to GUFON Radio with Rich Giordano.
All right. Welcome to GUFON, everybody. It is Sunday, and it's time for GUFON-University. That's right. This is the show where you learn not to burn. That's right, everybody. We're going to teach you what it's like to be in the field, how to be successful, and the things you should and should not do to make you a credible voice in the field, a voice in the world, a voice in ufology. Or you can just be like, I'm going to be nice. So, it got awfully strange in here for a minute, didn't it? So, yeah, a little bit late tonight because of, football. What can I say? That's the way it goes sometimes in this. Oh, look at my shirt. Hold on a second. We've got a glitch in the matrix. Ma! Help me out. Matrix glitch. There you go. Took care of that. See? That's all we had to do. A little glitch here and there. Clean it right up. So today I want to teach you about paying it forward and the trickle-down effect. What is the trickle-down effect, you ask? Well, the trickle-down effect goes along with the pay it forward. You're going to teach somebody. See, my trickle-down effect is like, I know what I know. You know what you know. We get together, talk about it, maybe have an argument, and fight about it, but still remain friends, and then, go our own ways. Then we come back and then we tell the world about what we learned. And it trickles down. And then those people learn how to do it the right way. And then they teach the right way. See, what we're seeing in this field is the exact opposite from a lot of people in mainstream media. Forget the mainstream media. Just worry about what you need to do. And everything else will fall into place, like it did for me. I got something going on. Yeah, last couple of weeks. Roll call, everybody. A real quick roll call. If you're not in your seat, you're not going to be counted. The UFO chick is that UFO chick. Welcome to the show, that UFO chick. Good to see you. Bob Perkins, the shirtless wonder. Wonder show. Oh, that UFO chick. Welcome to the show. Samo, Goofonian Rockstar. Welcome to the show, big guy. Den Bub. Welcome to the show. Moody Mongol, everybody. Welcome to the show. Metalheads in the chat room. I almost said in the show. Welcome to the show. Diane Boss. Or Boz. Welcome to the show. Renee Cruisin. Welcome to the show. What's this? Let's see. Diehard faithful San Francisco 49ers won today. Congratulations. Bang Bang Niner Gang, Hot Boys, Quest for Six, we're 49ers Dynamite, Nobody Bay, Bombers the Red and Gold, the Gold Rush, Fog City by the Bay. Hellfire Studios, welcome to the show. Tommy G, the show welcomes you. Wow. 2 M's are better than 1. Maureen Macy's here. What's up, Miss Macy? Miss Maureen Macy. You never know if you like Miss, Ms, or Mrs. You don't know. So you just say them all. Zach Diecast Montu. Welcome to the show. Yeah, the Packers and Eagles start in 8 minutes. That's why this show is only going to the top of the hour. Just an hour-long show. Diamond Dog, welcome to the show. Let's get started then. Ozzy, welcome to the show. Moonlight, welcome to the... Ooh. So let's just get going. Who's at the front door? Hectic Stargazer, Cindy, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Tacey Hale, everybody. Tacey Hale, it jumped on me. There you are. Sky Allen, what do you say? How do you be? Barney Burker, Bernie Muro. You know why? Because I saw Bob Perkins and it threw me off. Bernie Muro, what's up? Welcome to the show. All right, let's get going. One thing in this field, a lot of people get into the field, and I've seen it. We've seen it with Fat Tony, right? We've seen it with Wreaking Havoc, right? We've seen it with a bunch of people that think they know what they're doing and haven't been in the field at all. So much so that Fat Tony had to fake something to get a sighting, a legitimate one, which makes me think everything else he supplied was bullshit as well. And I kind of said that, but, couldn't prove it. But I said everything seems like too convenient for me. I'm sure it was. And that's what not to do. You don't need to fake anything. You don't need to lie. The subject matter by itself is strange enough. I tell people this all the time. If you're going to get in this field, you don't need to lie. Just tell your story. Oh no, my camera is... Why am I going the wrong way? There we go. I know, I was a little too out of the picture. Hey, Bernie Muro with the first... I forgot, again. See, super chat, $2 super chat. It isn't. It's a super dono. And if you've never been here before, which looks like all of you have been here many times, that is where there's no comment and there's no sticker. It is love, and that's all. It's pure love. And it's the first one. Thank you, Bernie Miro, for the $2 super dono. That good? That good? You're breaking me up. Man. Thank you, Bernie Miro, for the super dono. First one of the night. You can help support the show just like Bernie did. Super chat, super sticker, use PayPal, Cash App. You could even buy a coffee or a nose or join GUFON. Join GUFON. Throwing up videos now. So starting to go. Things are starting to move. Got a good one for tonight for you guys too. On the members. Yeah, it's a good one. But the thing about this field is, and thanks, Bernie, it takes a minute to learn it. You can't learn this shit in one night. You can't learn it in 1 year. I can tell you from experience, you can't learn it in 18 years. It's a subject. It's the never-ending, always supplying you with something to talk about subject. It never ends. There's a never-ending supply, and I say it all the time, which is why we can go here and do a show every night. A lot of people say, how do you do a show every night? There's nothing to talk about. And I used to say the same thing. I said, every day there's something to talk about if you know what to look for. And of course, it's not that hard. You just look up what people are talking about and then go off, take the links and see what they're going to, and then now you got a new topic to talk about. It's that simple. But the one thing you don't need to do is lie. Everybody's going to get caught lying. And if you're not going to, and that's one thing we're teaching tonight, which is going to be the first thing we do, is a little bit, and I know some of you hate it, some of you love it, but it is a tool that I use, body language. And what better way to start teaching body language tricks with the best in the business? And we are going to look at a video of Bob Lazar and watch the behavioral group give a report on Bob Lazar. So we're going to start you off with the behavioral group. We did this a year ago with Bob, but it's been that long since we played anything. I think I played the behavioral group once this year. I've stayed away from it most of the year. But these are 4 body language experts. Some people still call this a fringe science. Some people say it's no better than a lie detector. I say it is way better than a lie detector test. The reason is, when people lie, it's universal. Just like laughing. We all laugh. Everybody has the same feeling when they laugh. We all feel the same when we cry. We all have the same mannerisms when we lie. And that's a fact. It's human. It's the human element. It's also what does come into play are people's backgrounds, where they live. Believe it or not, if you're born and lived with the spoon and a silver spoon, if you were born with a silver spoon in your mouth, right? And you never saw outside of your estate or the private school you went to, and your parents kept you secluded from the real world, you're going to lie differently than somebody who's from the street, the hood, right? No, we all lie the same. Why would that matter? The up and to the left, the down and to the right, the fumbling of the hands, the deep breaths, the eyebrow move, the quick blinking, the shortness of breath, all that stuff is universal. We all lie the same. You can't avoid it. I don't know why it's that way. It just is. And it doesn't matter where you live. It doesn't matter what you were brought up to be. And it doesn't matter how rich you are or how poor you are. You are human. And you do lie, and we will catch it. It's true. Here we go. Bob Lazar.
Well, but I think in this case, Trump is
Oh, they were talking about Trump.
All he
for a
can
minute.
tell us at this point.
What did you do while you were there? If you're looking at this object, this reactor,
I have to
and
go
you
small
can't figure
screen.
out what it is or how it works, other than the fact that it works on this element that we don't even know about.
Sure. I mean, the thing was what you do with anything. If you're trying to analyze it, all you can do is perform tests. And all we did is try and come up with every kind of test we possibly could. I mean, we tested, it violated a lot of what we thought was impossible to violate. I mean, one of the first laws of thermodynamics, I mean, essentially any machine, any device that operates always makes extra heat. Nothing works at 100% efficient. Even the headphones you're wearing,
So right out of the gate, the thing that bothers me here is we're seeing somebody who is, over the years, he's mastered redirection. In other words, you'll ask him a question, he won't give you the answer. He'll talk about some stuff, and Greg always points this out, and I think he pointed this out.
See, these guys make a big mistake. They think Bob Lazar has been in the circuit for 30 years. They keep saying that for over the years. Well, Bob Lazar just came out for that movie for about a year and went on the junket or the circuit where he went on every talk show, podcast, and, well, all the ones that he wanted to go on. Bob Lazar doesn't do a lot of interviews, and that's what these guys keep saying. It's funny to me, but all right. And they don't think Bob's lying. They think he thinks he's telling the truth, which is interesting.
To begin with, he brings in information that has nothing to do with the answer, and it's a lot more something you may not know about, be aware of. When he asks him, what did he do there? And the next thing you know, you're talking about thermodynamics. That just shows that he's redirecting. He does this quite often when he's in a spot like that.
I mean,
Is that what he did? Let's see.
The first laws of thermodynamics, I mean, essentially any machine, any device that operates always makes
That is weird. Why didn't he answer that question? He just went right around it.
Extra heat. Nothing works at 100% efficient.
We also see what I call loping. When someone's talking, they're talking. There's a thing on Netflix now called Unsolved Mysteries. And in Unsolved Mysteries, there's some people who've been picked up by a UFO. They claim that. And there's an old woman on there that's talking. And if she's not telling the truth, it freaks me out, because that's the most honest-looking UFO story I've ever heard in my life. And hers is what does. Yeah. And hers is what she talks. It's loping when you see that, when you hear her talking. So that's what really bothers me with that. Greg, what do you got?
Yeah, so I'm already starting to work on eye baselining here. Now, here's the interesting piece. He's told this story so many times. He's doing rote eye movement. So if I tell you a story a million times, I'm going to my base. I can tell you by watching enough of him, he's a right eye recall. So when his eyes are moving to his right, he's doing recall. By the way, about 90% of the population goes the opposite direction for some kind of recall. And all of his is rote. It's all auditory. If you guys remember me telling you, you can't have a cover story because everything is auditory and binary, and there are no visual cues. No visual cues here, if you notice. It's all in the same place where it's auditory or visual. He gets asked the question, what did you do? Good job, Joe Rogan, by the way. Not many people ask hard questions. Great
He was
questions.
great.
And, okay, now I'm going to.
Joe Rogan wasn't that great. You know what was great? The interview was great. But they went out, Bob Lazar and Joe Rogan and Jeremy Corbell and the others, they went out to dinner the night before. They talked about everything they were going to talk about. This isn't like, Bob Lazar probably said, just ask me any question you want. I have nothing to hide. I'm just going to tell the truth like I always do. Yeah, I thought this was a little different. I thought they were going to show us the whole Bob Lazar. They didn't go, well, they're only... Oh, this is a best of I picked up here. Okay, these are the best. Oh, okay, let's see now what a liar looks like.
2 times in this one clip.
Now, they didn't believe Bob Lazar, but they did. They said, it looks like he's telling the truth, but there's some telltale signs. If you ever watch the full version of that Bob Lazar breakdown, they say, it seems like he's telling the truth, but there are some signs that he's curtailing his story. But he's told it so much that they don't believe in it. And I say, just go back and look at his first interviews. Why are you looking at something that happened with Joe Rogan? Pull up the old interviews. And they didn't do that.
It's going past to present, which is very indicative of a story that is either fabricated or added on to. We can see both of those in both situations.
Before I sat down with Jane, she voluntarily sat a lie detector test, or polygraph. She underwent this test 3 times.
Have you been part of an alien breeding program?
Yes. There are 3 important questions. Did you meet an alien?
Blinking.
Do you have part alien children? Have you been part of an alien breeding program? No deception was indicated. So, as I would expect.
All righty. Who wants to go first?
She would expect it to
Greg?
say she's lying.
Yeah, polygraphs anyway. A polygraph's as good as the person who's actually administering it. They're really interrogators with props, and we'll all talk about that one, I'm sure, today. But she's sitting there braced, ready for whatever he's going to ask. Her flutter of her eyelids as she starts into that thing. You can see she's gripping, her chin drops to cover her throat. She's protecting vital organs. She's clearly affected by the fight or flight. And then my favorite is when they get to ask her or to say, you took this polygraph, and she's waiting. She's braced again for the worst. You're not telling the truth. But instead, they say you passed. Well, again.
Oh, it said you
polygraph is
passed?
as good as the person administering.
Yeah, polygraph is a perfect machine for detecting all deception. And I didn't mean that at all.
Oh.
It is a machine that is...
But that's the same thing as body language. Don't think that I trust body language 110%. It's not just you're looking for one thing, that they look down to the left or up and to the right, or they swallowed or they stuttered or whatever. It's a compilation of the whole scene. What's their story? Remember, it's not just about watching what they say. It's the history. You got to take into account the claims that are being made. You got to take into account the type of personality, their job, how old they are, how many times they've been married, whether they have a pet or not. I mean, all these things may come into play. It tells you what kind of person you're dealing with. You have to have some sort of baseline. And that's why I say these guys need to go to the old Bob Lazar tapes, where he first came on camera. Seemed a little goofy back then, right? Bob Lazar, it almost seemed like he was laughing while he was telling his story. Kind of has this little kind of side smile when I speak, but it's not, you can't see it. That didn't sound good. I don't have Bob Lazar on today. It's not working that well. All right.
It's a complete con. The entire machine is a con.
Yep.
So the guy that's operating the polygraph machine, hopefully, is a good interrogator.
But that's the same thing when it comes to body language. That's where I was going. It depends on who's administering the body language test. Here we've got 4 different people, and even they disagree on some things. It's not a perfect science. I get it. But I just think it's fun, and I think everybody that is a human, and I mean that, if you're a human, you will have these human traits of a liar when you're lying. That's why my father always knew when I was lying. And I realized probably around 7 or 8 years old that I can't get away with lying. And I consciously decided to tell the truth most of the time. Did you break the tape deck? Yes, I broke it. I told you not to use it, but I appreciate you being honest with me. Didn't get punished. Didn't get grounded for telling the truth. I got yelled at. But depends on the environment. Yeah. A lot of things, man. A lot of people are good liars. You want to know why some people are good liars in this field? Because they're sociopaths. They don't have emotions. They don't show them. That you could always know when you're interviewing a sociopath. They don't laugh, right? They never crack a joke. Nothing can be funny to a sociopath. And if it is, they don't laugh. They go, that's funny. You'll see. If you know a sociopath, you know I'm right. This is them in a funny movie theater. That's all you'll get. You'll get a, like, they're afraid, show emotions. Got to keep this face on and nobody can see me. Nobody knows who I am. Nobody knows the real anger that's festering in my belly. Angry channel, Fat Tony.
Interrogator who's got something, he's got a reason to ask questions. And later on, he's got a reason to go back to those questions and say, you said this and the polygraph machine said this. You've got to give me some more information. And if anybody in here, anybody watching,
all right, is there anything better
top
here?
Secret clearance or you've ever undergone a polygraph, they're going to tell you that you did bad pretty much every time. And that's...
All right, here's the lady. I don't want to see a lady telling the truth. I want a liar. This sucks, this episode. All right, let's... they don't have a Lou Elizondo one? All right, let's see.
Intelligence. I think there have been a lot of theories about UFOs. What do you make of these revelations? What might this be? Have you seen any yourself? What do you make of this?
Well, first, I think UFOs. There is logic to the intelligence community addressing this, since the intelligence community has a lot of practice of dealing with ambiguity and less than complete facts. And secondly, I think it's really important that whenever we witness such phenomenon, that it is recorded and documented for the future, when we may gather more information and have a better understanding of what's transpiring. Could there be life out there? Sure. As huge as the universe is, you really can't reject that possibility. So I think this is a good thing. The transparency. I expect this report will be filled with ambiguity as well, and people, depending on their leanings, will extract what they want out of this report.
All righty. I'll go first on this one. He said similar things about 1,000 different subjects and said almost the same thing. He has a structure to his answers. And that's what he's done here, because he doesn't answer the question. If you'll listen throughout, he doesn't answer the question. He gives the same information everybody else has been given. That block of information and just wording it in his fashion. And then when he says, I don't think he there's something up here. There's an issue here, because after he says the intelligence community has a lot of practice in dealing with ambiguity and less than complete facts, we see a crimping of that right part of his mouth goes up. And most of the time that indicates that the smugness or contempt or disdain, something or dislikes.
Yeah, when somebody goes, they're just up there, and they do that. They're just up there in the sky. We don't know what they are. It's very subtle, but we're so used to seeing people make these facial expressions. You guys need to watch people when they talk. I'm not talking about watching an actor act or anything like that. I'm talking a real person. Like, if somebody's ever being accused of killing their children, you ever see those women that come on TV? The lady years ago drowned her kids in the car in the lake and put them in the back seat, 3 kids, and drove the vehicle into a lake and let them drown. And she watched, and I don't know where my kids are, and no tears. And everybody noticed it. Even 25 years ago, people remember that lady? Man, I know some of you remember that lady. That was crazy. She just lost it. They wouldn't listen to her. From what I remember hearing about that case, is that just constant crying, they'd never listen. I'm like, yeah, that's kids. The thing is, nobody teaches you how to go through life. Nobody. When I was in school, you know what class or classes they should teach you? How to do taxes, right? How to do a mortgage or other loans, car loans, home loans, anything. What to look for, what to avoid, right? They should teach you about the dangers that can cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. Even to teach you how to write a check, which nobody does anymore really, but I was behind somebody last night who did that. for $3. I almost just gave them the $5, said, here, I'll pay for it. But I didn't. I was just amused by some 85-year-old lady and her husband trying to write a check. She couldn't find her checkbook at first. I'm like, don't you take that out when you get up to the all right, another show. But they should teach you how to treat people with respect, or what's proper in public. You know, you can do anything you want in the privacy of your own home. But when you're out in public, there's certain ways you need to act. They should. I know they have a driving course. Why do they have a driving course? Why? Because you're going to be driving around a 6,000-pound weapon. That's why. They should teach us how to do the things that are going to help us get through life, and they don't. We should go on field trips on how to look for apartments, you know, how to buy a home. They should do that, what to look for. I'm telling you, if somebody would have taught me all this, it would have been way easier. Now, that goes into being a parent. That's what I was saying. Nobody teaches you this stuff. Yeah, you grow up and your mother says, all right, this is how you make a diaper or whatever, if you have that, or a father or both, whatever, you know. But nobody's teaching us how to go through life. Nobody taught my parents how to go through life. The only thing we say, and I said this too when I was young, if I ever have kids, I'm not going to raise them the way my parents raised me. And we did, didn't we? Didn't you? A lot of you. Because now a lot of these 25, 35-year-olds are from people my age who are screwing shit up. Because what'd we do? We just gave them whatever we wanted? We just didn't want to hear them bitch and moan? And we hated being yelled at, so we didn't yell at them? Or, yeah, I don't know. It's a lot more than just that. But it all comes back to ufology. All roads lead here. So you take everything you learn in life, everything that makes you you, you try to be honest, and then you find out there's a whole community of people in the UFO world. Holy crap. I didn't realize there were this many people. What's this? Third phase of moon? What, third phase of the moon? I don't know. Let me check these videos out. Huh. Interesting. Oh, come on. That's a balloon. Oh, give me a break. What is this channel? Secure Team, let's see. It's just like the other channel. Come on. With these dots. With these CGI. With these hoaxes. I didn't. When I first saw these things, well, before, because I was here before Third Phase of Moon. So by the time Third Phase of Moon came out and Secure Team a couple of years after them, I was already in the field of everything sucks. So when I saw Third Phase of Moon come out, what are these guys doing? Nice guys like these making shitty videos like this. They're watering down ufology. But you know what? They learned from their mistakes. They didn't realize, you know what? Imagine this. You're a huge 800,000 subscriber channel. And back then when they realized this, I think they only had like half of that. They didn't realize how influential they could be, which is why they made the change. And although difficult for some people to believe that leopard never loses their spots or changes their whatever, that's not true. Because I know I am not the same person I was last year, 20 years ago. I mean, if you're not adapting to be a better person, then you're just not living. I don't know. I think you're living in a dream world. But if you think you can do better, and if you're influential and you have influence in it took me a long time to realize it too, that attacking people may not be the best way to do things. You know? It's a hard thing to change. And third phase of Moon did it. I did it. It can be done. But it depends on how badly you tarnished your reputation on the way. So with that being said, take everything you learned in this field. And what is the one thing I say you have to do every single day, even when nobody's around? Do the right thing. Put your turn signal on when nobody's around. You do it, you keep doing it, you get used to it. And then when you don't do it, you're like, oh, I'm an idiot. You know? It just takes a few days to get used to something that's doing it the right way, to get rid of the old habit. It doesn't take that long to change. It's all up here. Do you guys know who UFO proof is? Kyle. Interesting guy, right? Very complex dude. Entertaining. But when I first watched him, every other word out of his mouth was the F word. And I couldn't watch. And then it got back to him that a lot of people weren't watching his show because he swears a lot. They don't want to invite him on their show because he swears a lot. But you know what he did? He stopped swearing. Not now, but he did for a period, and especially when he goes on other channels. You know why? Because he wanted to. You can do it. Even if what you're doing is like breathing, you can stop swearing. I did it for the most part. I didn't say the F word a lot, but I said it, I thought, too much back in the day. Yeah, just swearing in general. Kind of, for some reason, when you're using the F word or vulgarity just to say it because it's in your vernacular, it depends on who you are, right? It depends the context. What, vernacular? Isn't that the right word? I use the right word, right? It's your vernaculation. Boy. But my point is, you may start out being a certain way, like I was, and then somehow, somewhere along the line, something will change your belief, and then your whole world is turned upside down. But as long as you're honest with yourself, that's all you got to do, is just be honest. It's not easy for people, especially these debunkers. You want to survive ufology? That's it. It's just one word: honesty. We could all agree that Jeremy Corbell. Let me rephrase this. Let me ask you this. Do you think Jeremy Corbell is lying? Or do you think he believes what he's selling? Do you think he knows that those videos and all that evidence he brought us were garbage, but was so blinded by his need to be seen on mainstream media and everywhere else that he just didn't care, or didn't care to see, and accepted what was given to him? Because you can be blinded by dollars. That's flicking bills. Yeah, you got some bills and you just flipping them. Pow, pow. I don't carry cash anymore. I haven't carried cash for, I don't know, maybe 10 years. That Jeremy Corbell is weird. He's an anomaly. He's one of the rare. See, I don't understand why mainstream media still talks to this guy. I just don't get it. And it has to be George Knapp. It's got to be the influence of George Knapp. George Knapp is covering for him. So when George Knapp calls, John Hook at Fox Arizona on Channel 10 and says, I got a guy, Jeremy Corbell. Oh, yeah, I know Jeremy Corbell, the UFO guy. Yeah, well, he's got a new movie coming out, and I'd like to know if we could have him come on your show on Sunday, maybe. I'm sorry, who is this again? George Knapp from KLAS, Las Vegas, Channel 10. Ah, the UFO guy. No, I'm the investigative journalist. Oh, John, you just don't know anything, do you? Poor John Hook getting caught in all that stuff. John Hook worked with Carrie Lake in Arizona for all those years. Did she make it to... Is she the governor of Arizona? Did she win? I thought I heard she lost. I'm going to look it up real quick. Politician, let's see if she won. Looks like... She lost! Yeah, she lost by 17,000 votes. I can't believe she lost. I can't believe Arizona was a red state since we moved there in 79 all the way up until 2020. Something happened. And of course, we know what happened in Arizona. Arizona's as curricular activity state. That's what it is. It's a curricular activity state. Anyway, back to the UFO world here. You can give back to this community, paying it forward. Trickle down effect. You can pay it forward. And Lord knows I've tried. And what happened? What happens when we try to help people? Does anybody want to take a guess? I should have pulled some old clips of people losing their freaking minds. What do you mean? You don't think I would know what a balloon looks like? Remember Gutter Gawker? Remember that guy 3 years ago? Friend of the show, always here, favorite, my good friend Rich, beep-ba-da-ba-doop. And then he asks me to look at a video, and I see a string. We all saw it, right? And I said, you got a balloon there. What do you mean? And the video it showed me. They're balloons, bro. You pulling my leg, right? You just testing me? He goes, no, why would I do that? You don't think I would know the difference between what a balloon looks like? A balloon and a UFO? I said, yeah, you don't know because there's a string hanging on that thing. And what do you think happened right after that? Nazi, racist, misogynist. Yeah, there's been a lot. Remember, what was her name? The girl, Big Sister, she called herself. Big Sister on Twitter. I think I even have a banner made for her. Hold on, let's see. Yeah, here it is. All things exist should not post videos of non-UFOs, ghosts, aliens, shadow people, spirits, orbs, etc. I did that because she'd watched a show to see if we'd talk about her, so I was putting that up every day for a while. Yeah, that was fun. I don't even need that anymore. I don't even know if she's still around. All things exist. I'm going to take a look at that right now. Let's see if all things exist is still around. Let's see. Where's the search? I don't want that. I always hated Twitter. It's a shitty it's a shitty platform, really. It's really bad. I never liked it. All right, who am I looking for? Oh yeah, Big Sister. All things exist. All things exist. Yep. Yeah, she blocked my old channel. Oh no, she blocked the new one. Yeah. Her name's Heidi. Heidi Leah. She was putting cameras on the window ledges of her home, and then go to sleep or go out to work and come home, look at the video footage and see these strange lights, which was a car passing by. Or we thought that she was hoaxing shit too, having somebody fly a drone over. Hey, Ben Yorkshire. I'm so used to your old one. Ben, the Yorkshire Goofonian, with a £1, $1 super dono. 'Cause I don't know much. Thank you, man. A continuing supporter of GUFON. I was supposed to make those the smaller version after intros, but those are big, mod on, right? I don't like that. Yeah, that's a good one. Thanks, Ben. A continuing supporter of GUFON for sure. Mucho gusto. Generoso. Grazie. Hey, what's up, Brandon Smith? Ben, I really like that picture. Those clouds, I haven't seen clouds like that since I've moved. We don't have those here in Florida that much. I don't know why. I haven't seen them yet. Although I do sleep a lot during the daytime hours, so. All right. Oh, whoa. High pitch. Not the headphones. See, it's as if somebody just turned on a very high, like a dog whistle. And now this eye gets a little bit blurry for a second. I can feel it in my nasal cavity. I feel it in my throat. It's still going on. It's dimming out. I can still hear it. It's dimming. Still hear it. It's like a hiss now, like a still going. See, I didn't stand up or sit down real quick or anything like that. I feel it right here. I feel it in my jaw now. I just got shooting pains from my ear to the jaw. Right down here too. Right in the ear. Probably have something wrong with the ear. That's all it is. Oh, they're targeting me. I'm a targeted individual. I can't get out of this little television. I'm stuck in here. How can I do this perfectly? Ooh, I can't turn my wrists like that. I can't get out of here. Magic 8-Ball, tell me where to go. Should I go left? Should I go right? Should I go up the snow? It says, no, it's moving. Why is it still moving? Get off the edge. It's on the edge. It says I can't read. I need my glasses for this. My eyes are not working. You may rely on it. What was my question? Where am I going? Who am I? Who's this person? Who's this? Huh? Who's this person? Is that Dorothy? Oh, I like the way that's set up. The way the picture is and everything. Dorothy throwing down $2 and says, love the Goofonians, love the GUFON. Dorothy, we love you as well. Mucho gusto, generoso. A continuing supporter and a good friend of this show. Grazie. See, I'm trying to be more gentlemanly like, maybe be a little more astute. Is that how they say it? Should I be like Bob Lazar? I could be like Bob Lazar. This isn't funny at all anymore. I just don't appreciate this type of bullshit. Shut the fuck up, Rich. Thanks, Dorothy. Mucho gusto. Generoso. Oh, I got the clip to play too before we get out of here. Thanks. Thanks for reminding me. I am just bullshitting myself today. Okay, I've got a few things to play. This is Bernie Muro throwing down a $2 super dono. Another Bernie Muro presentation of $2 to GUFON. Mucho gusto, generoso, grazie. That was a good one, huh? Getting better at it. Thank you, Bernie Muro. I've got this cough. I've got this thing in the throat. Be nice. In the 40s and 50s. Oh, and $3.33 from Nathan Allen. Nathan Nitsky, Nathan's Hot Dogs. Thank you for that, Nathan. 333 for me. For sure. Thanks, man. Off the PayPal. Mucho gusto, generoso, 1%. Thanks, Bernie and Nathan. And thanks. All right, let's play this. This is how they did things in the 40s and 50s. Hold on. I think there's no video. I thought there was a video. They had ads. It says historic ads about flying saucers, UFOs remain relevant. I don't know where I was going with that. It was something Stephen Greenstreet. Oh, here it is. This is why. Ben, the Yorkshire Gufonian, sent you my profile pic to your email. La-da-dee, la-da-da, la-da-doo-doo-doo. Oh, cool. Thanks. Wow, that is cool. To have the whole sky blanketed just like that, it's beautiful. See, that would be like my screensaver for my phone for a few weeks, be in the rotation. Yeah, thanks for that. I will. Oh, and did you see the line that's over to the right of it? That's a contrail above it. You see it? Look. You see this line right here? On the bottom side, the bottom right. That is a contrail above all these clouds of a plane flying above and the shadow from that hitting the clouds. Pretty cool. Thanks for the $2. That was definitely worth every penny, my friend. See? Love it. Thanks, Ben. That was cool. I like that one. I have a really cool Marvin Dale Likens Jr. Super Chad. That's the really cool thing I was just about to tell you. A super dono from Marvin Dale Likens Jr. One of the best profile pics, cartoon characters. I've got my laser pistol. Isn't that how he sounds? I've got my laser pistol. Can't remember if that's him. Is that him? Thank you, Marvin Dale Likens Jr. for the $2 super dono. Beautiful love. Beautiful love. It's all love. All love. Thank you. I do have a video to play here. It's an old... This is why I pulled this up. Man, that was like a land rush of... It was like little M80s floating around. Thank you so much, guys. That was cool. All right, let's see. What is this one? Stephen Greenstreet. Here we go. I'm sharing the audio. This should work.
I don't know.
Ah, it's wearing jewelry. Oh, that's funny. That is cute. They cloned it. And the family. Radical, man. They used the word radical in that. Look at that hair. Corvette. It's all Chevys. Dr. Joyce Brothers? That is a hell of a commercial for a Chevrolet. Something's wrong with her.
For 75 years, the most frequently collected car and truck name in the universe. Chevrolet.
Oh, look. Look at that. Is that a Corsica? Those are still on the road, man. Jammer Travels throwing down $2 to hear the rubber chicken. Oh, the rubber chicken's on the floor, I think. Let me see if I can find him. I don't see him anywhere. Oh, there he is. Oh, he saw it already. He's looking right at it. All right, he says, you're good? He's behind you. Watch it. Watch it. No. That's worth every penny right there, what just happened. Thank you very much, Jammer Travels. I can't do the voice. Oh, my God. Sometimes you feel like you're nut. Sometimes you don't. And Joy's got nuts. Angry Channel don't. Sometimes you feel like a... Sometimes I've got so much show to do, and we're out of time. Are we? No! We're still going. I can't believe there's only... Oh, yeah, we started an hour late. What did we learn today? Nothing, right? We learned nothing today at GUFON-University. No. What you need to do is do your own research, right? Do your own research. Try, if you believe that you're seeing UFOs and you're recording them and you're confident enough to send them to me to look at them, send them here. I'll send it to Third Phase of Moon. I'll send it to Doc Skinner. I'll send it to the whole panel to look at your stuff. And we can figure it out together. You know, you're going to have to come to the realization that you're probably not seeing aliens, and the odds are so slim to see anything that you might not even want to get into the field. I got to tell you, it's not for everybody. I sat outside 14 hours a day for a month in the summer heat. Arizona heat, 115-degree weather, in the shade for hours, just looking up for no reason other than to catch a dot in the sky. And it was never more than that for me. And that's okay, because I have some really good things on video, and I'm proud of the work that I put into it and what came out from it. And it's not just what I captured, you know, because nothing we can prove either way, right? So I know that. But what did I learn? And what I learned was that a lot of people are making a lot of mistakes, and I'm not making them anymore. And a lot of people don't do research. A lot of these people who have channels who say they capture UFOs, and if they're catching them on a weekly basis, they're not catching real UFOs. They're catching something that's man-made, and they don't want you, or they don't want to admit it because they like the ride they're on. And that's what some people do. They know that these satellites, you know, these iridium flare satellites, and there's other satellites now that are up there that reflect the sun, and it looks like there's an orb powering up in the night sky, and it looks like it's in the atmosphere, but it's not. It's actually in space. Some of those people refuse to believe that they're satellites and will continually post them and say, here's another UFO powering up. And then what happens is, without doing the research, somebody who's brand new in the field, who's very ambitious, sees this. And they're like, wow, that's amazing. And they take his word for it. And they don't do the research. That's why you always have to do the research yourself. So when I post a video, you know, I want you to check the date and time and everything else, because I put the timestamp on my videos. I don't know about everybody else, but a lot of people don't do that anymore. But what we learned today is, whatever it is you learned, pass it on, no matter who it is, because not everybody knows everything, including me. Yeah, you're not going to sound pompous. Who cares what people think? This is a field where more people are worried about what other people think than what the truth is. Just tell the truth, no matter how hard it is. All right, you made a mistake. All right, I made a mistake. Say it. I made a mistake. Not that hard. Just be honest with yourself. Be honest with if you can be honest with yourself, you can be honest with everybody else. And that's what I said in the beginning of this show. All you have to do is just be honest, and everything else will fall into place. I promise you. I do. I promise. Why do you think third phase of moon turned around? Why do you think they turned that ship around 6 years ago? Because they're influencing people. And they don't want to influence them with CGI. It's wrong. And they realized it. So what they did, they got rid of those viral videos that everybody loved to make fun of to do the real work. And to do the real work is usually the hard route to take. What do? You know why people hate GUFON? And do you know why people love GUFON? People hate it because I'm in their face and I just tell it like it is. And I talk like I'm talking to a normal person. I'm not pussyfooting around looking for the proper words to say. If they say something stupid, I'm going to say they're stupid for saying that. You know, if somebody's saying something that doesn't make sense, we say it, they're lying. What's wrong with calling people out? It's what these types of conversations have to be needed in order to find a solution, because not everybody can believe in the same thing. It's never going to happen, not in this field. There's too many different variables going on. That's what makes this field so hard. That's why I say if you're honest, everything falls into place, because an orb is not an orb when it's dust, and a spirit orb is not dust when it's a spirit orb. Do you know the difference? No. People don't care. And that's the problem. People just don't care. This is entertainment for them, and that's fine. I get it. In a lot of ways, it's entertainment. It's entertainment for me. I admit it. Those videos on Third Phase of Moon and other channels like that, the Hidden Underbelly, they're entertaining. Into Thin Air, which I forgot to play the video, which I'm going to do now. I saw this meteor on Thanksgiving, and I keep forgetting to talk about it. Did I talk about it? I think it was around between 7 or 8 o'clock. I can't remember because it was about 30 minutes before I went home. And I went home almost at 8 o'clock. And it happened around 7:30, I believe. Let me pull up the video. And this was seen And where'd I go? I thought I didn't pull it up. This was seen, and I think it was recorded in Pennsylvania. How's that even possible when I saw it in Florida? Maybe it was a different explosion. But what I saw was really cool. I had me and a couple of the guys. One of the guys was doing this with his phone. And then I see another guy doing this with his phone. I'm like, what are you guys doing? And then, we're looking at the stars on our star maps. You know, you have those maps, those things on your phone. And wherever you move your phone, it matches up with the stars in the sky. And then you press the star and it tells you what it is. Well, they didn't know what star was up there. And we're all looking. And then I turn around and I see a little streak appear in the sky. It got brighter. I thought it was going to get really bright. And I knew what I was seeing. And I said, look. And by the time I got to the second look, it exploded. Not big, just, it exploded and there was a little, debris, sparks that looked like sparks that flew off of it. But it wasn't big. There was no contrail. There was nothing like that. It was probably a grain of sand or something. But I'm wondering if it's the same thing. And they just had a different point of view on it in Pennsylvania than what I saw here in Florida. So I'm curious to know if that's the same exact meteor. We'll find out. But a lot of strange stuff, man. Since I've been to Florida, this place is amazing for weirdness. All right. Here we go. Hey, guys. We'll go past the intro. Sorry.
On November 27, 2022, and we're going to be talking about a few things today, including an explosion that was heard all over Pennsylvania, specifically the Wyoming Valley, very close to where I live, on Thanksgiving Day. I also have the audio of this explosion, which we're going to listen to in just a minute, but there is some fishy stuff going on with this story about what really took place. And when I say close, I mean 10 to 12 miles away, and this thing shook my house. I felt this on Thanksgiving Day myself. When I spoke to my parents, they both felt it. My dad actually called 911 because he didn't know what was going on. Even before news outlets such as WNEP, The Citizen's Voice, Eyewitness News, Times...
Okay, obviously, not the same thing. Good.
I was the first one to tweet about this, sharing the first article that came out hours after the explosion. They had no clue what this was. They couldn't find a fire, anything like that whatsoever. And that's when things got a little weird. And these news articles began to contradict each other. Some articles claim it was tannerite, which is a legal explosive you can use here in Pennsylvania. Apparently hunters use it for target practice. That is what some of these articles are saying. But then other articles are contradicting it, claiming that there was no evidence of tannerite in the area of the explosion. Take a listen to this.
You live in the Wyoming Valley. It is possible you heard a large explosion this morning. According to fire officials, the explosion was caused by hunters using tannerite for target practice.
So to be clear, for the first few hours, they had no clue what this was. Then later on in the day, articles came out talking about these hunters that were unnamed. They were very specific about no charges being filed. And then this news briefing you just heard, followed by an article that later said there was no evidence of tannerite or an explosive being used in that area. Now, what I want to do is take a listen to this audio of the explosion. I want you to pay attention to the beginning of the audio. It's almost like you hear a hissing noise leading up to the explosion, which sounds a lot like the sounds we hear from exploding meteors. Take a listen. I'll play it for you a few more times here. All right, and now that we've actually heard it, I don't know about you, but that does not sound like, or seems like it could be something like tannerite, causing houses to shake miles and miles away. It just doesn't make sense to me. It sounds like something exploding overhead. In fact, back on New Year's Day, there was a meteor that exploded over Pennsylvania, and it took them 2 to 3 days to actually come out and explain that's what it was, even though people saw it as it happened and reported it. So this has happened before. And then on top of that, these contradicting articles. I want to read this to you quickly because a lot of other people thought this was a meteor as well. Social media commenters sounded off, posting about hearing the noise and feeling it shake their homes. Speculation ran wild, from earthquakes and meteors to exploding shooting targets known as tannerite. Hanover Township Police tell Eyewitness News there was no evidence of tannerite being used at the location they searched in the woods near the Preston section of the township. Police say they have closed the investigation. There have been no reports of damage or injuries. This coming after they claim in multiple news briefings that it was hunters using tannerite. Now, we've seen in the past space weather being covered up. I'm not sure if that's what's happening here, but in my opinion, I truly feel like this was actually a meteor exploding with a sonic boom. I have some more evidence that this in fact was a meteor, and we're going to take a look at that very quickly. If you like content like this, please subscribe and ring the notification bell so you get notified anytime I post a video. It is greatly appreciated. All right, and now take a look at this. This is from American Meteor Society. 1 week ago, a meteor exploded over Ontario, Canada. It was seen all over Ontario and in the States as well. Over 156 people reported this on American Meteor Society. We have pictures and video of this. This picture right here from Derek Bowen, or at least being retweeted by him, of the meteor streaking across the sky in Brantford, Ontario. This was an open aperture picture.
That's what it looked like. That's what I saw.
But there are some crazy videos of this thing. Not only that, but take a look at this. Niagara residents asked to be on the lookout for fallen meteorite, which landed in southern Ontario. After this thing exploded, it then hit the ground, which now makes it a meteorite. And that's rare enough on its own. But take a look at this video. You can see the tail breaking up. You don't see the explosion because it's a still camera. But just to be able to get video of this thing like this, seeing the tail break up like that is absolutely incredible. So this has been a theme in the Northeast and in Eastern Canada over the last year. We've had many sonic booms and meteors exploding overhead. The amount of reported meteors on sites like American Meteor Society is way up. And that is what leads me to believe that what happened here on Thanksgiving Day was actually a meteor, and the media just didn't know how to explain it, which is why we had those contradicting articles where it should be absolutely easy to prove whether or not tannerite was being used by hunters.
What I saw.
Who are these people?
That's
why is there no
what I
evidence
saw
of
with
an
the tail
explosion?
behind it.
And why was this thing heard miles and miles away as if it came from the sky? My friends, that's what I got for you for today.
See, mine, it had the tail was long. I couldn't believe how long that tail was, but it was really thin. And then it got a little bit bigger, and then it went poof, 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 and it petered out, like puff, puff, puff. And then it was done. It was done. Little sparkles. Pretty cool. And you know what's scary about watching something like that? If that was the big one, you have no time to react. By the time you get in the car, the shockwave's coming over already. It's over. What a great video into thin air. Thank you for playing that. And of course, I'll put the link to all videos that are YouTube related. I'll put the links in the show description right after we're done here, which we're done. I have a lot more to go over, but I'm out of time. Sorry we started late, but we will be back on time tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern. It is Monday, and it is going to be an incredible show. I could tell you that. Why? Because it's GUFON. I don't know why. I have no answer. Yeah, we've got a lot of videos to talk about and other things. Maybe some stuff behind the scenes, show you some videos. I'm putting one up later on in the wee hours of the morning for the members and patrons. So keep an eye out for that. I'm not supposed to say it. Damn it. But yeah, new intro, new super chat thank yous. All that stuff is just being integrated as we speak. So a little change here and there, making things a little fresh. But thank you very much for hanging out, moderators and super chatters. Thank you very much for your time and your support. Without you, there's no me. Same with the veterans and the newcomers. Together, you take what you know, veterans, you tell the newcomers, hey, this isn't a bad place. It's a good place. And then they'll be like, you know what? It's not so bad. Don't forget to subscribe. We got another uptick in subscribers. Thank you very much. That's all you got to do is just say subscribe. And people do. It's a miracle. It's true. All right. And what are we, everybody? That's right. Huh? We're Truthology for ufology. Right? That was weak. That was really weak. All right. We'll see you tomorrow night. What is it? What do we say? Alien bless. I know. Behave.
Warning. Control life. Warning. Warning. Failure. Control life.